Everybody, my name is Phil Cannato. I'm an implementation consultant with ProSymmetry. In this video, we'll look at the is proposal functionality. So this is going to allow us to tell Tempus that a project or a group of projects is a proposal so that we can enter our resource allocations and go through analysis, including scenario planning, where those resource allocations are not going to be applied to our live resource capacity or even appear in the allocation grids. This will generally be useful when you're taking your projects through some sort of approval process, maybe part of an annual planning process before the work that we're looking at becomes actual work. So 3 parts we'll look at in Tempus today. How to hide the resource allocations from impacting the capacity in the grids. This is going to be part of our configuration. We'll look at what these proposal projects look like in the modeling within the Tempus What If scenario planning tool. And then we'll extend this to another functionality in Tempus, which is security groups, where oftentimes those working with these proposal projects don't necessarily want those to appear out to all of the broad Tempus base of users before we're approved and these become live or real work, whatever word we use there. So let's start with the configuration. There's going to be 2 parts to this. First, I'm going to go into my admin settings. I'm going to go down to my general settings. And on this global tab, there's going to be an option here that is exclude proposal projects. I'm going to go ahead and turn this on. Don't forget to hit save if you're setting that for your first time. The next thing is that we're going to need to tell Tempus that our project is in fact a proposal. So to do this, we can also do this in the project management grid view, but I'm going to do this out on my attributes page. And where this appears is going to be unique to your environment. My is proposal, which is a system project attribute, appears here within this area. I'm going to make sure that this is toggled to yes. And then if I'm setting it for the first time, don't forget to hit the save button. So what this means at this point is we can go ahead and apply a resource allocation plan and do our analysis, scenario planning, etc., and not have these apply to our resources capacity. Their allocations aren't going to appear out in the flat grid to the other users. So I'm going to check this out just to demonstrate really quickly. I'm going to take this entire allocation here, which is 300% of an FTE, probably unrealistic to give to one person, but just to demonstrate how the functionality works, we'll give this to Sue. I'm going to redistribute and hit replace. So at this point, we can see that Sue is holding on to this assignment. However, when I go to look at Sue's cross-project allocation, this new proposal 3 project, which is a proposal, is not appearing out here in her allocation. So this will hold true within the flat grid as well. So in my case, I have several of these projects. We'll go ahead and save this. I have 3 of these proposal projects where I've entered a resource plan. I've also gone ahead and assigned these a priority for my annual planning, which I'm going to use when prioritizing in my scenario planning model. So now that I have this set up, I have my resource plans entered. I'm going to go out to my Tempus What If. And we have great videos out in our playlist on how to use Tempus What If models. So I won't show how to create this today. I'll just mention that we do have the is proposal or the is proposal logic. We do have it enabled within the model. So what that means is when I initially come into my model, I see the proposal plans. They're grayed out. They're denoted with a P, and they are not initially applied against my resource net usage down here. I'm going to go in and pull in the column that I showed within our project management screen where I've given these projects a priority. So maybe this is a little sampling here of an annual planning session. And what I'm going to do now is see how as we add in this demand, which is represented by our resource plans, in order, I'll start layering these in. We can then see the allocation percentages changing as we peel these in. And I just want to see where that threshold is that we're starting to hit a constraint on our resource. So I can see by pulling in that second proposal, we're starting to get some constraint there. And now by the third, clearly we see that we have some over allocations here. So that's how the proposal can interact with your scenario planning. One other thing that I want to show that customers, I've seen multiple customers do, is they don't want these proposal projects to appear in any way, shape, or form out to the broader base of users. So with that, we're going to use the security group feature. So in order to do this, I'm going to go to my admin settings. And again, this is going to allow me to determine who can and cannot see these proposal projects. So we're going to create a project security group. And I'm going to call this one 2025 annual planning. So now that that exists, I'm going to go ahead and assign some projects to that security group. So I'm out in my project management list. I'm going to pull in our security group. And then out here, I want to select these and indicate that these are going to be in our 2025 annual planning security group. So I'm going to hit the save, and these are now coded. And now there's a specific group out here, a specific group of users that I want to make sure that they're not able to see any of that proposal project detail. So within admin settings, I'm going to go and locate that user group. So you may be using multiple out in project access. So you may be using multiple groups that you want to restrict. For this example, I will go ahead and restrict our manager group 1. So right now they can see all projects. So what I want to do here is take away the ability to see those annual 2025 annual planning. So I'm going to go ahead and deselect that security group from their available projects, and I'm going to hit save. And from there, any of my resources that are part of my manager group 1 global role will be unable to see those 2025 annual planning projects. For more information on IS proposal, please visit our help center or reach out to your Tempus representative.